Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
Let's go over to Major League Baseball now for this 11-game card. And get rolling with a wow. How about this matchup? It's the Red Hot Tigers, World Series bound. Good for the Tigers. You got to be anytime the weak teams are starting to come through. It's kind of fun. And hey, no fluke right now, man. The Tigers looking good. Anyways, going to be a big underdog, of course, here with Bibby, who obviously looks, decent so far, minus $1.85. Total has been dropping rapidly here to 7 over 15. This one opened as high as 8.5. That didn't last long, but now we're talking about 7.5 for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Bibby's been able to get the Guardians into the sixth inning, and each of his two starts here has that sub-3 ERA. I kind of look for the Guardians, to get back after it here today. They did have a good weekend, I think. Still not scoring a ton of runs here. I mean, that was kind of left up to the Tigers there a little bit. But I'm on the Guardians. They kind of get their shot at Wentz. That's winless this season. So I'll take the Guardians here. I'm going to take a minus 1.5. I think they can go ahead and get this one today, kind of based off of pitching here for the most part.
Okay, yeah, BB looks like a pretty good prospect here, and see what you guys say in this one. Tigers just 3 games under 500 all of a sudden.
Right.
Here's Luis Venegas says takes the Tigers on the run line. Corday is on the under. And the steam came in on the under, and these two teams have produced a fair amount of unders for sure, but I'm going to have to, not fading Corday here, but I'm on the over in this one. Tigers bats are hot. And I don't think it's a horrible matchup. Yeah, I've got them, I've got them in the bottom 5 offenses still, certainly. But I have a fun weekend. Of course, they beat up on the lowly Cardinals. Who'd have thunk it?
Right.
But, for Wentz, I think you can handle the few left-handed bats that are in there. Of course, with some of those, with Ramirez, they got Straw batting up there high in the lineup. Doesn't worry me too much. And I think he, has an advantage on Naylor. Certainly, one thing Wentz has done looked good against the left-handed bats. So, they'll come in with mostly righties, but you're still going to have, I would think, like I said, Quan in there, Naylor, Jimenez. That still a few lefties maybe that can give the Tigers another chance to maybe pull off a big upset here. Takia likes the Tigers. Crush says Guardians in the under. Solo on the over here. Rocco got a player prop on Bibby. Darren rolls the dice, and he said, I'll take the Tigers. All right. Mindy on the Guardians run line. I'm on the over. First time we haven't agreed on the first baseball game on the card.
Well, I kind of agree with your over. How about that?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, like I said, steam. This thing's got steam to the under, and I get it. Bibby's a hot-looking prospect, and the Tigers have a weak offense. But the way I see it is the Tigers are, looking much better on offense. Not drastically like they're going to turn their season around, but
Right.
You look at this, Mindy, and I know what you were saying. You're basing it on Bibby, and I guess you'd have to because the Guardians are like I said, Tigers 15-18, Guardians 16-18. Hello to the champ is here today.
All right.
And great to have Muhammad Ali. I say it like that. That it actually could be. It could be a a moniker, or it could be his actual name. It could be Muhammad Ali joining us.
Right.
Not an uncommon name, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
I mean,
It's a very
yeah, there's also lots of other, Kobe
common
Bryants out
name.
there, right? I mean, it happens.
I would say there's many more Muhammad Alis than Kobe Bryants, though.
Right.
Butterscotch.
Okay, I know there's one.
Butterscotch on Cleveland. And Fernando, Guardians first 5. Never forget that day with that way that the Kobe day, and it's just the way the news broke and where we were in the times at that time. Jay Boone here, laughing at that. All right. Muhammad Ali, see, he's from It looks like I think that's Is that Pakistan?
I can't tell what the moon
Well,
and
welcome. We're in the United States. Great to have you, Muhammad. All right, Jay Boone, Tigers run line. I hear you, Jay. I'm feeling it. I'm liking what the Tigers are doing. Just a half a game behind Cleveland.
right.
All right, Mindy, our Colorado Rockies on the road here, though, against the Pirates. And Rockies looking a little better. Anyways, here the Pirates are $1.70 or so. A little bit of a move, actually, to the Rockies. And this total 8.5 under 20.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockies have had a good series. So, I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't happen here. But if I look at Kyle Freeman, he was already roughed up here by this, Pirates team here already, allowing 8 hits, 9 runs over, I don't know, 2.5 innings, Ramon. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Pirates. I'm just going to take them here on the money line today because I do think that this Colorado team has been a little feisty here as of late. So taking the Pirates today.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ready to just, call off the Pirates and say that their great run was, is over or anything. But here's Crush on the Pirates money line with you. And it looks like Matt D says he'll take them plus a run. And Jay says Rocky's looking good. And Fernando, though, he'll be with you on the Pirates money line and run line, it looks like. And Takia likes the Pirates. I'll take the over in this one.
Okay.
With these clubs, yeah. Maybe the Bucks can get to Freeland. I know that the Bucks, I don't know if they match up that well offensively, but Keller's been good too. We'll see. I'll take the over. These two teams have produced some unders, certainly, but I'm going to go over in this one. Steam did come in on the over. Definitely was at one point. Plenty of 8s out there. CTG over. Luis on Pittsburgh. You got lots of support for the Pirates here, Mindy. No doubt.
All right.
All right. Those Tampa Rays. They can't be stopped. I tried to fade them yesterday with the Bucks. That was just a bad series for me. So hopefully I can get it right here with the Rays and the Orioles. Good series here. And Rays $1.78 over minus 125. This is another one that seems to be headed up on the total for sure.
Well, I mean, for me here, I want to go ahead and take the Orioles here again on the run line. Just feel like they've been, getting through games here, I don't know. I think pretty easily sometimes. So I don't think this, Rays team necessarily, scares them much. I know Tampa's road splits are a little bit better here. That's why I think they still might go ahead and win this game. But I do think it's going to be close. Gibson, he's no joke either. 1.42 ERA here at home. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Orioles here on the run line.
All All right, Mindy taking the 1.5 with Gibson against the Rays. Tough to fade the Rays. Now, granted, you're taking the handicap, so
That's right.
steam came in on the over. We've definitely seen plenty of overs from the Orioles. We've seen overs from this awesome Rays offense. Crush is going to be on the Rays money line today. Mendoza on a prop with Lowe to hit a home run. Jay Boone on the Rays. Butterscotch on the Rays. Nathan Cerna here today. Solo says, it looks like, I'm going to say that's a full game over. If it's a team total, let me know on that, Solo. But I think he's just saying, Solo is just saying O's game to go over, feels like. Rocco wants over definitely in this one. And Corday, great stat. Orioles, man, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Brent says the line's too high, but what are you going to do? He's going to take. Sounds like he's going to be on the Rays still. Takia on the Orioles in this one. I'll take the over. Man, these guys go. Both these teams are massive overs, pretty much so far. So I'll be on the over here. I think the price is pretty high. I'm not sure I can find a way to give out the Rays or even play them. But we have Luis on them here. And Solo on the over. Lots of support for this over. And, get it now, I'd say. Here's Matt. Says Tampa Bay over, or Tampa money line and over 6. Is a single game parlay there. Wish I could get on some of these.
I know. I see you itching to get on those, Ramon.
Yeah, these correlated parlays, because, like I said, they never did that. But now the books, they're one of the articles that have come out talking about what's going on with the proliferation. And I see all of our people in the chat with these parlays, but the fact that they're able to offer the parlays, that even with the reduction and the advantage they give to players sometimes on the correlated single game parlays, which used to never be done. For example, you couldn't, buy it down and put it in a parlay, but they're able to have such high volume because they advertise the parlay. They basically give it to you right there and say, take this parlay. And they get, played so heavily because they do give you favorable odds that it's really what's cutting into the players' potential. The books are cleaning up on these, actually. It doesn't make much sense. I'd play them all day long. But apparently the volume is high enough that the books are doing they're claiming that they're crushing on some of these. Moneyline Mills is going to be on Tampa Bay, on the Rays, on the money line.
Money line.
And then I might actually start.
I like it. Yeah.
Money line. We might need a T-shirt with a money line on it. You never know.
Rawr.
Okay. All right. Tampa and the Orioles. There we got Mindy, of course. She said take the Orioles plus a 1.5. I'm on the over. All right. A couple of left-handers in the Cortez, the New York Cortez.
All right. I like the New York Cortez.
Let's put the Yankees up there with Cortez. Shows you how I'm half asleep when I do it if I'm doing that.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, man, this Kraken game starting at like 9 o'clock. It's like my bedtime. So I can get up for the show.
Lost interest in that real quick.
Real quick. Yeah. When they scored, 5 in second, something like that.
Yeah. Took me out of everything there because I also had the under. That was a bad game. I'm like, all right, I can do some capping and hit the sack.
Right.
All right, Mindy. So here are the Yankees, a big favorite Sears, the former Yankee prospect, getting a chance to go up against his old team. Look out, Yankees. Here come the Athletics.
Well, I mean, Cortez had his, start pushed back because of a little strep throat. He kind of feels like he hasn't quite been his regular self. I think he's probably getting back into form here. I look for him to be pretty sharp here tonight. I'm going to take the Yankees here. I'm going to take them on the run line. About even money or so here in this one tonight. It's just one of those. I think the Yankee bats are firing up here a little bit, and it's the A's.
Luis says it's too high of a price. He'll take the A's on the run line. Hey, like I said, the A's have shown some life
Right.
of late. A little bit of offense for them. We know that, they've been a massive over, but the Yankees have been a big time under. It's kind of neutral. If you put the puzzle together a little bit, and the total has gone up from 8 to 8.5. I'm going to be on the under in this one with the Yankees and the A's now that it's 8.5. Couple left-handers going. Here's Rocco, first 5 A's. Brent Cook says Yankees run line to Kia on the under. So Corday went over, Takia went under. I'm on the under as well. Steam was definitely on the over, the widely reported Steam anyway, on the over. So, gotta respect that. Well, of course, Moneyline is not a Yankees fan. Rocco says Yanks haven't been playing well, but the A's run line is juiced. Minus $1.25. All right. So Mindy on the Yankees run line, and I'm on the under. Okay, we can find out. Can we find a baseball play? Usually,
Maybe. We got time.
Problem, but maybe I'm just like I said. I blame myself yesterday for not hooking up with some of Mindy's suggestions. Okay. Well, here come the Cardinals. They're coming into Wrigley. And are the Cardinals, historically bad for this franchise? They've never looked this bad for this long in years, it feels like. And now they're going to go up against Stroman here. Stroman is down to $1.35. The Cardinal, I expected them to take sharp action today, mostly from professionals. I don't know, can you find a square that's going to be on them? This total dropping rapidly. So check your weather reports here. Maybe Scotch can tell us what's going on because I'm going to reboot the bad computer here. And that's where I have the weather report. So I feel bad about that. But the total's down to 7. Was seven under. Let me see. I don't know if they're already 7.5s anyways. So, but it just feels like it's moving to the under. Yeah. DraftKings did open it 7.5, juice to the under, but mostly some 7s. And I would imagine we're probably seeing, other than the fact that Stroman's been, pretty decent. I'd imagine the wind's blowing in some. So let's see what Mindy said. Yeah, Butterscotch gives us that weather, 14 miles an hour. So appreciate that. Scotch, I was a little unprepared or just crashed over here is what happened. So, all right, Mindy. Cardinals, Cubs.
Well, I mean, I just think the Cubs have been able to hit right-handers pretty well. Mikolas has just not been very good. I mean, he's just struggled. Giving up 15 runs over his last 5 starts. Gave up 9 runs in his last 3 starts. I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to have a hard time here with this Cubs team. Plus, the Cardinals have lost 8 of 10 now as well. I'm going to go with this Cubs team on money line here today. That's how I'm going.
All right, Mindy on the Cubs. Yeah, Cardinals. Bad times. Bad times in Missouri. Fernando says, I think that's Cardinals. I think it's Cardinals money line. What that is. Darren on the Cubs here. I'm going to be on the under in this one with Mikolas and Stroman with the wind blowing in. I'll take the under here. So I'm not ready to. Like I said, the moves on the cards. Maybe I'm going to side with my buddies, the Sharps here. You know what Scotch is going to say.
Scotch lock.
So maybe I'll take the challenge with. Can I really put the Cardinals on my premium? I mean, I'm obviously you guys can see it. I'm leaning Cardinals here. Again, I mean, you got a Cardinals. Yes, okay. So they're historically bad, and but if they're gonna get up for anybody, right? If they can find a team to maybe get some motivation, I don't know how it's looking, but I'll take the under. Mindy's on the Cubs. I'm on the under. Well, the Dodgers have had to make a quick trip into Milwaukee for a night game after a little bit of a late evening there yesterday here in down in San Diego. Wasn't a night game. I mean, we know it was a twilight game, but still having to travel the 2,000 miles or so for a night game tonight on the road. Dodgers here with Gonsolin against Peralta. $1.15, 8.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a toughie, right? Because you have the Dodgers, off of a pretty big win that had to feel, pretty good there, getting them in the late innings there. And then also, like you said, having to travel now. Milwaukee, they've kind of fallen on hard times. I think they've lost about, 6 straight or so. I mean, they just haven't been able to put things together at the plate. But gosh, we know that team can do it here at any time. It's one of those, like, I don't know if the Dodger team has a little bit of a hangover here today. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and take the Brewers. I'm going to take them on the run line. I don't really like, giving up minus 180 on the run line, but I also don't want to take the Brewers on the money line. That's kind of where I want to go in this one. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra run there, taking the Brewers here on the run line today.
Wow, an interesting play from you, Mindy, for sure. Zane, I think, is going to be on the under in this one. That's the way looks like we're having a little bit of reverse line movement here in this one. Darren on
hits today.
The Dodgers. Maybe we're allergic to winning.
Right.
Let's go, Team Steam. Corday says he is almost an auto fade on teams that have to travel after Sunday night, it sounds like. Fernando, Brewers money line or under? Why or, Fernando? Maybe he means and under.
Yeah, and under.
Butterscotch says under in this one.
I like it.
You do?
I do.
I'm going over.
Okay. We're just not on the same page here on this one.
I don't feel well. Look, I mean, were there any 8s out there at all early? No, in fact, there was oh wow. I'm showing this one going up. I'm showing the sharpest book in Vegas, as Tony likes to call it, is up to 9 under 25. So if you do like the under, hang tight. You can wait on this one. I think whether or not my market premonition is a win or a loss, it is going to be the move here, I believe, is going to be on the over eventually. Like I said, I'm showing a 9 under at the sharpest book in Vegas. So Butterscotch likes the under. Just hang tight with that. If you like the over like I do, probably take it now. So Mindy on the run line. I'm on the over. Dodgers and Brewers tonight. All right. Oh, Solo says taking the dog, so I think that's the Dodgers. Brent Cook says Brewers money line. Takia on the over. All right. Next up, here comes the White Sox and the Royals. Well, they can't all be beauties.
Well,
Is that great?
Ramon, you called that. I was definitely a skeptic yesterday, and the Royals got the win. I think Curtis had it as a lock. Someone else did. I couldn't believe it. There we go.
Yeah, well, again, like I said, I mean, I just when I was laughing at those games, $1.60, right? Why all of a sudden was the big move? Now I understood maybe that I don't know. I don't know if I understood at all, but maybe because Yarbrough hadn't looked that great or whatever. And uh, anyways, we know Zach, typical Zach, he can look great like he did last game, and then that's a veteran that. Yes, Zach is stretching out his career. He's a competitor. He loves to play. So I think veterans sometimes, unlike veterans that are still a little bit in there, like a guy like Kershaw or something. I'm not putting Greinke in the Kershaw, but Greinke is definitely he'll
Maybe
be in the
Greinke like
Royals
10
Hall.
years ago, right?
He'll be in the Royals Hall of Fame, right, Mindy?
Well, he might make it to Cooperstown. You don't know. I mean, he was awesome.
Was
How many years ago? I mean, but yeah, I mean, he's just kind of a average, below average pitcher right now. I mean, unfortunately,
last game he looked like Cy Young.
right, right.
What are you gonna do with your Royal? Maybe because I follow the Royals more closely because of our relationship. Uh, maybe I'm zeroed in. I feel like I've been right on the Royals a lot.
Yeah, that's good, right? I just kind of feel like, Cease here. I think he's, the better pitcher of the two. But I also feel like I have a White Sox or Royals team that's able to give this up in the late innings here for sure. Uh, the White Sox team, they're giving up 5 runs to their opponents. The Royals are giving up 6.47 runs to their opponents. I think this one gets over the total. That's how I'm looking here in this one today.
All right, Mindy's gonna take the over here with Cease and Greinke at 8.5 over.
We got 4 games to enjoy the White Sox versus Royals.
And we'll
That's
talk
like
about them.
all day.
Oh, we don't have to talk about them tomorrow.
Well, that's true. You get to though, right?
Sure. So in this one, Mindy, yeah, but Greinke, it is pretty obvious he must feel more comfortable at home. When you're older, I don't know, you sleep in your own bed, whatever. You're not traveling. Maybe that's why Greinke can come up with these performances. You mentioned Cease, yeah, he's better, younger, whatever he is. I'm going to take the White Sox here in this one as a favorite on the road at $1.35 here. That's gone up just a little bit, and this total also. I did see some 9s early, so maybe it's gone down a little bit. But the steam came in, widely reported steam on the under. But I don't know. You said it. These teams don't exactly go under every game. They have a tendency to go over, mostly because of bad pitching.
Yeah.
I know we make fun of the Royals' offense. I think
right now they're not clicking, but I mean they have been there.
No,
It kind of just depends for the situation. They can, get some runs on the board.
Oh, I think the reason why I tout the offense a little bit is because I think they're underachieving. I think they should be better.
Sure.
Right? We know Witt's young, so he's going to have his ups and downs. I mean, he's a player who's definitely been rushed a little bit. He's a pro. He's a major leaguer, there's no doubt, but he's had to kind of learn quickly. White Sox money line here for Brent. The solo will fade Greinke. Like I said, that was bad news last game. I'm going to fade him too, though, in this one. Scotch here, though, on the under going against you here in this one, Mindy. I wasn't sure. Royals money line for Fernando. I don't know what Gary's saying, but I like it. I'll say it. White Soxies are macaroni, not macaroni.
Deep Thoughts by Gary Confredo.
I don't think that's going to make it on a T-shirt, but maybe Gary's got the macaroni play of the day.
Lockeroni.
Do you have macaroni grill by you at all?
We used to have one. Not anymore.
No, they're looking. Greinke strong at home. KC will not hammer Cease. That's his reasoning on that under lock. All right, Mindy is
I think
on
it's just
the
going to be more of
over.
the bullpens get blown up. That's kind of how, that's kind of how I'm seeing
Yeah.
it.
Well, look what happened in that A's series, right? I mean, it was runs. I mean, was calling for runs.
Yep.
So I should have been more.
But then you got it right though at the end, because you're like, I'll take the under, in that
No,
last
right.
game
Well,
of
that
the
was just
series,
it.
and only got 6. So you're right
Yeah.
on it, like you
Well,
said.
the fact that it did go considerably under, but again, I'm the type that in baseball, when I see an opener, right, it was, there definitely were 9s out there. Now, granted, it may have settled for most at 9.5, but there's no doubt the game touched 10.
It did, yeah.
And when I see a full line, one line, that's not based, that maybe was based on the fact that the teams were just producing a lot of runs,
Sure.
I'm willing to go the other way. And that's, well, I don't know if it's a secret or a key to my success, but
Like
I don't want to dumb down the handicap. You guys are great handicappers. Maybe like I said, why am I the luckiest? Because I just end up going against. I'm a contrarian to go against the public. Certainly, I'm no doubt. I'll pile on the steam, but I'll fade the public as well. Okay, and that's all conjecture. I mean, nobody really, we see some ticket counts. I believe all those, to a certain extent, all those ticket counts. I don't think there's some guy behind a computer saying, "Oh, my little." Even if you want, now, granted, I subscribe to a service where I should be getting good numbers. 2 services where the books participate with those line services to give their ticket counts, so I trust them. But I think that even when you're looking at some of those websites out there, and we're going to be adding this technology, by the way, to Tony's Picks very, very soon, where you can check lines anyway. I don't know if we're having ticket counts, but we'll have our line service up on the side. But when you check some of those free line services that show ticket counts, I don't think there's some guy sitting there like, oh, on my website, people are going to look at these ticket counts and everybody's going to be wrong, and I'll fool everybody into taking the. No, I think there's just some technology in there with sportsbook ticket counts that's somewhat reliable, especially when you see 2/3 in one way or the other. That's usually my magic number. If you're seeing 54s and 48s, if you look at 2 sites, a lot of times you're going to see one book on one side, one on the other, and that's just selective process, because a lot of times the ticket count is in direct correlation with discrepancies in the line from one book to another. So when you see, though, if you get 2 sources at 2/3, those are I'm willing to trust. Okay, Royals money line here for Corday. All right, Mindy, let's take another look here at the next one. As I took the White Sox, you took the over in that one. Well, here's the Astros and the Angels. It's a good series.
Right.
And the Astros are going to come in as a road favorite against the Angels here, despite having the less experienced pitcher who has done pretty well. I think Patrick Sandoval can be trusted on occasion. Astros favorite here on the road, $1.25, 8.5 over 20.
So is this the occasion, perhaps, Ramon? I mean, Sandoval historically struggles against the Astros.
Yeah.
But the Astros, though, I don't know if they're the same team. I don't feel like their, offense has been that big firepower that I know of them to be in the past. I think the Angels lineup to me is the one that seems to be a little bit more improved here, maybe this season. I'm going to go ahead and take the Angels here on the run line. I know I'm laying about minus 150, 160 here. I think they can go ahead and give Hunter Brown a little bit of a run for his money here today. I'm going to go with the Angels on the run line.
All right. Mindy taking the Angels here, plus the 1.5 at, minus 160. I think it seems like the most popular price at the books. And I'll be on the over in this one with the Astros and the Angels. Steam came in on the Astros in this one, but hasn't moved too much higher, really. And while I don't necessarily, like I said, I'm not taking the Angels on the run line with you. Maybe I'm trusting this team, but it does feel a little bit strange that we could just broad brush and say the Astros are going to be favored here on the road against an Angels team that's been fine in most circumstances. Yeah, maybe the Astros are starting to look more like the Astros. So I get it, but Sandoval's got, like I said, more experience here. Yeah, I don't know if Joe Average is going to look into batter versus pitcher so much in this one that they'll be like, hey, Sandoval doesn't. Maybe it's just more like the Astros are the Astros and the Angels are still the Angels. Okay, Burley says he's going to go on the over in this one with me. Looks like not a lot of opinion on this game, even though I regard this as a pretty good game. I'll look at one thing real quick here, if I can, on this one, and see. Okay, yeah, I think I like the Angels. Okay, Gary, what did Gary say? I agree. Mindy Houston been weaker. Altuve's been out. That for everyone, that's kind of made a big difference, right? But because it's been a little bit shaky up there. Dubon's been fine. Dubon, I should say. All right. Mindy on the Angels. I'm on the over. Here we go. Marlins. Diamondbacks. Well, it's a pretty interesting matchup as well. Maybe not the best teams, but teams that are performing pretty okay right now. And you definitely have Gallen, who's been stellar, and Garrett's been pretty decent too. So still have a Diamondbacks, a huge favorite here. Gallen's awesome. I get it, but what can you say about this $2 favorite here, Mindy?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Diamondbacks have been playing pretty well. I mean, they, gave it up on the long ball there, to the Nationals yesterday to lose that one. I think the Marlins are the ones that are kind of, suffering a little bit offensively. They scored some runs, versus the Cubs, but I think Gallen's pretty good here in this one. I don't want to go ahead and do a minus 200, so I'll take the Diamondbacks here. I'll lay the 1.5 with Gallen here today. About plus, I guess it's about even money here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think head to head, it does look like a reasonable to have this team as a big favorite. The teams come in on Miami. The Sharps are obviously going to just take a number here with these two. Miami. I try to give them some respect. I give them respect.
Right. Well, sure.
How are they doing it? I mean, we know that for whatever reason, and look, Sandy turned it around, right? Just like we knew he would. I mean, one game doesn't mean anything, but the way he looked, he can just kind of go on a roll probably. Now, Garrett's been pretty good, but some of those Arizona right-handed bats can be pretty tough. Garrett, awesome again, pretty darn good, let's just say, against left-handers, but the righties, you got to figure might have a spot against him here. So I don't know, too high of a price for me, even on the run line at even money. Moves Ben to Miami. I'm going to take the under in this one. Steam came in on the over, and maybe that's why we've seen to go up to 8.5. I might have even went premium here, but since I can't, I don't doubt that Arizona's, in a good spot, Mindy. I just think the price is too high. I can't play it. And so I'll take the under as my play here on the show with lots of people liking this game, it looks like.
Right.
And it's Corday talking about Foster there. Francisco Diamondbacks run line. Burley Diamondbacks first 5. Solo's ready to get on Gallen here. Butterscotch is with you. Mindy has a lock here. It's all about the Diamondbacks. I'm going to be by myself in this one. And boy, I'm not going to fade you guys. I was kind of thinking Marlins were a great price to get involved in a premium, but you guys are so solid on this game. I will let our great chat sway me a little bit, Mindy. Maybe not on to getting on it with you.
Yeah, maybe
If it
taking you
was,
off, I guess.
if I could see this money line, get down, and it is down to $1, like I said, $1.90, maybe $1.95, which to me actually is a discount. I saw this thing open as high as $2.35. So those are early numbers that got pounded by the sharps. They like taking a price like this. So at least that's the way I see it. Okay, one more opinion here with Zane says under and Diamondbacks. Minnie, what'd you think of that incident with Jokic and the Suns owner yesterday? Did you get a chance to see that?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I kind of caught it a couple different times. I didn't see it live when it happened, right? So I don't know. What was it? Did he like push him and then he attempted to get the ball back over his head? I mean, I don't know what kind of happened there.
Right. So, the play ends, and you know how in basketball sometimes you go with you grab the ball and you want to inbound it. That wasn't going to happen in this case. There was just too much commotion. They were going to have to inbound the ball. The ref probably had to bounce it once and give it to the guy. There's no reason Jokic has to go and get that ball. It's not like the other team just scored a goal in soccer 5 minutes into extra time and they need to rush the ball to the center and get it. So, but Jokic, whether he knew at the moment or not, he might have known who the Suns owner is. But when you're over there, and he's a brand new owner too. But so the ball goes over and it's actually in the owner's hands for a moment after it gets. And so Jokic reaches to grab the ball. Like, why? There was a little bit of people yell, just typical fun emotion for a minute, and then the ball is Jokic wants to grab the ball and get the game restarted. Doesn't matter what he does. That the official's going to probably have to touch the ball, so it doesn't matter how long it takes. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds to get everything restored. But Jokic wants, and so when Jokic reaches to get the ball, the owner who just his whole, he kind of held, and the ball goes flying, and Jokic in a moment of haste, which just moves his arm forward to like move the guy a little bit, which happens to be the Suns owner, and the Suns owner, a former collegiate basketball player, by the way, a walk-on at on the Michigan State championship team years ago, kind of I think with the Mateen Cleaves team, I think was that. So he goes tumbling down like he knows how to fall, and so that's really the gist of the incident. But both were kind of out of line. But I don't know if that should result in a technical in the game because he's not. I guess if you go into the state, you could get a technical and things. So let's keep going. Anybody else?
Did he get a technical?
Jokic did get a technical.
He did. Okay.
For his actions with the fan, I guess, with the owner.
Okay.
No, I don't know why I brought that up just now, but okay, and let's keep going here with just a couple more games going. We'll get done with the show. Here's the Rangers and Gray, Mariners and Gilbert. We're treating the Mariners these days like a playoff contender with some of these lines. Pretty decent, obviously, with a 500 record so far, but it's the Rangers that are the team that's 7 games over 500 here.
Yeah, but they've been really bad versus the Mariners in the past. So it's like, how do I go ahead and look at this, right? They're only like 5-14 versus Seattle last year. But again, I kind of trust Logan Gilbert here a little bit more. He has a 4 ERA right now, but when he pitches against Texas, he's sitting at a 2.85. They've only had 2 home runs versus Gilbert. On the other hand, the Mariners have kind of hit Gray pretty good. They have 6 home runs against him. So for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Mariners. I kind of feel like they've been playing decent ball here again. Managed to get another win there again yesterday. Going with the Mariners here today on the money line.
Yeah, I'm starting to gravitate a little bit back toward the Mariners. I was hard on the Rangers early on, My feel is still at this price, Rangers. That's the instinct that I have on this one. Again, I mean, in baseball, everything's about price to me. So,
Yeah, I mean that's what you have to navigate is all the prices,
that's the
right?
whole secret, right? I mean, when you're going
Yeah.
to talk about every team in the league is going to be like 80, 81 and 81 eventually. You got to be on the right team at the right time in baseball. Any capper knows that. Any player that plays baseball all summer long knows that. So that's I'm starting on the Rangers here, and I would need a move. But I like the over in this one now. This one's gone down to 7.5, and I think mostly 7.5. So let me check. Steam came in on the under. So talk about when I feel like it's time to fade. You mentioned some of the numbers there by Seattle, so I'll take the over in this one. Mindy's on the Mariners. I'm on the over. We're not clicking here in baseball, but
No,
that's okay.
It happens.
Gary, all right. And okay, Butterscotch here. Texas team total over. That offense, yeah, still clicking. I mean, I've got them number 3 right now in the league offensively in my ratings. Fernando Mariner money line. Hi, Michael. It's always funny. We know Michael gets up for work because comes in. You're never late when joining the show, but he gets here when he gets here, and it's great to just it comes in. Doesn't matter when. Rangers run line for Burley. Here's Luis. He wants to go over with me at the 7.5. In fact, I'm showing now a lot of 7.5 flats. So this one definitely has moved from 8 under 20. Last game coming up here with the Nationals. They'll be taking on the Giants. And obviously, Giants, pretty big favorite here, 215. That's down maybe 10 cents from an opener of possibly 225. And the total, pretty much 8.5 flat.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those that I feel like the Giants play at home like every day. It seems like here lately, but they are 9-8 at home here as of late. They've won 4 out of their last 6 against the Nationals. But then the Giants are just coming off another loss. You have the Nationals that came off of a big win there to get that in the late innings with the 3-run home run. I'm going to go ahead and take the Nationals here on the run line today. I know, I just think that's where I'm going to head. The Nationals are actually, if I take a look over the last 5 games, are out hitting the Giants team. And this, I think the bullpen's doing a little bit better as well. So taking the Nationals here on the run line.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. DeSclafani might have a pretty strong edge against some of those Nationals bats. So, look, we've had some success with the Nationals. DeSclafani, been a pleasant surprise. I'm going to be on the under in this one, Mindy.
That was my second choice.
Okay. Well, 8.5, yeah. I mean, and it's yeah, I like the price because it was like I said, it's gone up a little bit. I thought it was 8.5 under. Now it's pretty much 8.5 flat. So I'm gonna go on the under here as my play. So well, we'll see. Maybe Mindy will be right again, and I'll be scrambling for winners. But we were on all 3 games in the playoffs, so
that's right. See, we
that
got
hasn't
something.
happened in a while. That hasn't happened in quite a while, where we've had maybe even a majority of games where we've actually in the playoff sports been together on our plays. So.
Well, it's a lot of again, a lot of big money lines here today. I mean, if you take a look at those, and I know playing run lines are not your favorite either. There, Ramon. So it kind of put us in a bad spot. Did the Major League Baseball money line makers here today in Vegas? So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.